Hello everyone, and welcome to Arcane Focus D&D, and today we're having a bit of a special session 0. Today I'm going to be your director. That's the thing we call now for GMs. I don't know. It's going to be very loosey-goosey today. We're going to go over the system that we're using, for this little mini story. And today I'm joined with my two agents. We have Amber.
Hello.
And Nick.
Hi there.
Dice from Dice Nautism, and Zari from Uses Mythos. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Oh boy, new faces to the channel, but probably very recognizable faces online. They've done so much work in the TTRPG space. So yeah, first and foremost, thank you guys for being here, for being my lab rats.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Same here.
What we're going to probably do is, because today is kind of loosey-goosey, you don't really have a script or any kind of guidelines, what we're going to do is that we're more than likely going to go over the rough idea of what the hotel report is, and then we're going to sort of talk about, obviously, the inspiration of where all of this sort of came from, the kind of the creation of Amalgamation, the Amalgamation system, and then we're going to do some character creation. Nick, you've built your character already through the Amalgamation system. We're probably just going to go over it and sort of talk it, and then Amber, this is your first time building in the system, and we'll talk about that as well. Inspirations for this game very much lean into like X-Files, the SCP Foundation, Control, Alan Wake, sort of that kind of idea. Has anyone here, have you guys played any of those games or watched any of those shows?
I've watched a little bit of the X-Files. I know about the SCP from like the game like Markiplier play with that one little doll thing that if you didn't look and blink, it would come follow you. Yeah, exactly.
I'm very new to the genre, so sci-fi and things that lean that way are not my vibe typically, and it's mainly because I struggle with horror a lot. Specifically movies and shows. Now games, I've learned that I can do better. Thank you to I have a gaming channel as well, and do a lot of horror games on that for people to watch me panic. So I'm a very jumpy person, and so things like that I haven't played much because of that. But I like them and I like reading them, but I just don't read a lot of sci-fi.
It's inspired. It's definitely built upon two already pre-established systems, which is Kids on Bikes and Blades in the Dark. Heavily inspired and mashed those two features together. I like the fact that Kids on Bikes is very easy to play. There's not a lot of brain power that requires to go into it, and due to my Dungeons & Dragons tendencies, I like to have some complexity, and Blades in the Dark provides just that amount of complexity without it being overcumbent. The way that the game works is you guys have been inducted into what's called the ECB, aka the Entropy Containment Bureau. So you are part of this sort of, government bureau, functionality in this facility. You are agents, part of the ECB, and there is what's called known history and what is real history. So we're going to go over what's known from the public and what is not known. What you guys now, during your session 0, what you're kind of going through right now, of what you get to know. The building in which you are working out of does have a nickname. It is called the Reef Hotel. It is because the moniker that people like to call it is that they hold many bodies. And that is sort of the idea why it's called the Reef Hotel. It is set in a world, at least for the Hotel Report, which is the name of the series, it is set in a world where, altered Earth beings, objects, collective essence from people, alternate realities that sort of break through dimensions, inner and outer space, and collective emotions that do manifest into some sort of event, come into contact with the world frequently. In human history, we equate these strange phenomenons to tricks, fiction, stories, religion, and other unexplained events. And that's kind of where this alternate world we kind of play in kind of has all these weird things that happen, and all of us go, yeah, crop circles, that's just, a bunch of kids being weird. And, the ECB, which is what you guys work for, know what's real. First, we start off with the creator of the ECB, an individual known as Anthony Cartwright. What is publicly known about Mr. Cartwright is that he is the heir to a Louisiana oil fortune. He traded his family's offshore rigs for deep sea diving and becoming a celebrated pioneer of both solo scuba and submersible exploration.
Okay.
Horrifying, because I know where this is going.
Oh dear.
In 1958, Anthony Cartwright thought he found the deepest trench on Earth, which he later named the Cart's Cradle, which went down about 7,000 meters. It was located off the coast of Easter Island, and he spent the next 2 years investing in a submersible design and construction to explore the cradle's depths. Only for Don Walsh and Jacques Bricard, which, by the way, real people in history, did reach the Challenger's depth in the Mariana Trench in 1960. So he was like, I found the deepest place. And 2 years later, someone jumped in and was like, the Mariana Trench hitting about 10,900 meters. So he was off by 4,000 meters or so.
Okay.
So what is publicly known is Anthony Cartwright is still widely celebrated for reaching such impressive depths because he did follow through. He did travel to the cradle and did reach those depths. Congratulations for him. However, he's not as publicly well known because the other two beat him to a bigger punch. That is what's publicly known. You guys are brought into the ECB, and you are given the true story. Anthony Cartwright was born with incredible talent for architecture and draft sketches. That was his, even as a child, he enjoyed doing that. He would often draft designs from submersibles and, for some strange reason, undersea scenes of underwater caves and trenches. Even as a child, he would draw this constantly. The reports say that it is the Bureau's understanding that Anthony Cartwright is what is known as a biospect, which is also short for a biological special. His natural abilities was creating a dome of impenetrable force around him. This is why he dived so well, is because he was able to keep back the immense pressure that would normally kill a normal person. Due to the loss of notoriety, because that he did lose notoriety, he wasn't as important as Don Walsh and Jack Picard, it was easy for the Bureau to scrub history and frame Cartwright as a second-place diver. In reality, the Cart's Cradle was located in what's known as Point Nemo, which, by the way, history lesson for you two, is a real place in the world. Point Nemo is what's known as the most remote location on Earth. It is said, real life, it is said that if you get to Point Nemo, you're done. It is highly unlikely that you'll be able to get back. It is so remote from most land masses that most boats don't really have the fuel, nor does the weather allow it to kind of push you away. There's so much storms and open sea in Point Nemo because it's so kind of void of anything. The moment you make it to Point Nemo, there's zero chance of you making it back. Except for Anthony Cartwright. But due to Anthony Cartwright's own paranatural abilities, he was able to make it that far. And not only that, he was able to explore Point Nemo. Cartwright reported to the crewmates that he was called to this location as it felt familiar. At the bottom of the cradle, which again is not just off the shore of the Easter Island, but more or less down into Point Nemo, there was a massive coral reef that was later mined and then later used in the construction of the Reef Hotel, which was completed in 1936. During the aftermath of the JFK assassination, Anthony Cartwright gained an audience with Lyndon B. Johnson and was able to form the ECB, an officially recognized bureau and service to the United States. It was a silent integration, and not any other bureau knows the existence of the ECB. Most of the world would not be able to handle the problems that we engage in. and it's only used as a safety precaution to stay in the shadows. Is the reason why.
I'm gonna ask if I wrote that down, right? And I was like, okay, no, he did make the bureau.
It is the reason why that you guys here at the ECB, people at the FBI don't know about you. You know, Secret Service, any other kind of government bureau are not aware of your existence, and you try to make it that the point. You know, they are dealing with their own things. You guys are dealing with something that they cannot handle, and that's all you need is another bureau getting into your way. Your mission goals are simple. Keep abreast on what's called external events, biospec beings, and paranormal objects. All of these are broadly known as breaks. Once a break has been located, agents are briefed on what they know. Afterwards, they are sent to location to investigate, record, contain, cover up, and transfer to hotel and prepped to stay. In some rare cases, some breaks cannot be contained and must be destroyed. If this occurs, records and cleanup become priority. You all, any agent that plays in this game, is also known as what's called a biospec. You guys are biologically special. And we know this because you have powers. And so let's actually meet your characters. Let's sort of go over what you guys have built, and let's go over it to make sure that there's any corrections need to be made. We can make them.
Yep.
But yes, you are biologically special. You guys are different in some way. And it's a very interesting concept to decide whether or not what happened. How did you come across these powers? Were you born with them? What was your life prior to getting into the bureau? And one thing to note, as I kind of written in sort of our little, we have a chat window or text, is that you guys in your own life, your characters living their own lives, and then one day found a resume already filled out with every single bit of information that is about you all. Social security, driver's license, where you live, mother's maiden name, the whole 9 yards. They know you. They know where to find you. They know your family. And they signed everything out. They already have your application with a small note that says, go to Lafayette, Louisiana, with an old business card for this hotel, saying, we would really just rather employ you and meet you rather than do it forcefully. Nick, who are you playing as?
My character is Richard Cherryhouse. He is former British intelligence. So his background is like investigation, kind of specifically like cybersecurity penetration testing of secure facilities. His stats are very kind of like charm and brain focused. So I think it's very much like what he did for British intelligence was see if he could get in a place he was not supposed to, right? If he could talk his way through or sneak his way through or charm his way through and gain access to things he wasn't supposed to have access for. Doing that for the good guys, British intelligence or whatever, until he eventually saw too much and got burned by them.
Yeah, I think that means you got excommunicated. I would assume.
Yes, yeah, if we want to go John Wick style, but he got in somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Saw something that I just wrote down, like a top secret room. A mysterious machine called the Ironside device. It did something to him, which gave him his power, which we can talk about. And he was not supposed to see it. So he was then a wanted man. British intelligence wanted to capture him, take him out. But because of his skills, he was hard to catch. He ended up in America and ended up recruited by the Bureau because they could, keep him safe from those that now don't look on him kindly anymore.
Dice, who are you playing as?
I am playing Hob Crow. He was a former surgeon and everything. He used to kind of like, not like one of the top tier surgeons, but he was like a kind of like a upper middle, kind of like respectable, known kind of guy and everything. He always had a little bit of the ability to kind of like, control time just a bit, because that was his first power that awakened, the chronokinesis and everything, how you pronounce it and everything.
Chronokinesis. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. But he kind of left the whole like surge in life and everything due to the fact that he was going to help out somebody who needed some surgery, but insurance people and top of the medical like board and everything said like, no, doesn't have the insurance, doesn't have anything. Let him die. And he was like, fuck y'all, I'm gonna do it anyways. He did it, and then when they were trying to escort him out, he beat the ever-living shit out of everybody. So he's a little bit of a brawler, dude. He's got a little bit of anger issues. Or do we need to like tweak a little bit and everything?
So that explains a lot. I mean, to break down what you have here, obviously, brains is sort of your top.
Yep.
Makes sense. You'd have to be an educated and smart individual to work as a surgeon as you are. And that makes a lot of sense why fight is then your second to top. You're ready to brawl it down anytime.
Yep.
I love that.
He's very ride and die.
Yeah, and it's really funny because flight is like one of your lower ones where it's like, I'm not ready to run. I'm just here I'm a rock and I'm ready to stand and fight.
Exactly.
Oh man. Obviously, as we're going through stats, something that I should go through, obviously, what we have here in terms of the stats that you guys are utilizing. There is brains, charm, craft, fight, flight, discern, exertion, and vigor to sort of associate kind of the more well-known skill stats of what we kind of associate when it comes to D&D. Brains is obviously your kind of investigation, your intelligence stats. Charm is your charisma, your persuasion, your deception. Craft is kind of unique to this system because it is set in modern day where there is equipment that you guys will be checking out, equipment that you'll be utilizing. You know, if you wanted to, like in game, you can literally go to someone and go, ECB, I need your car, and it starts to break down. If someone has a good crafting skill, I could go fix it up right away and get along their way. Yeah. Or if there's something you need to break in, craft is your buddy there. Fight is great for when it comes to gunfights, fisticuffs, all that stuff. Flight is the way that you can kind of avoid, dodge. It also is great for when it comes to like social interactions. You're like, I need to get out of here. Well, use a flight check. See if you can kind of weasel your way out. Discern is, in terms of D&D stats, it is your insight, your kind of overall perception, it's kind of like empathy. Like how is this guy feeling about me? Can I use a discern check? Exertion is kind of your athletics. It's less about you being, this is your strength, your raw strength. Maybe you're strong but don't know how to throw a punch.
Yeah.
And vigor is your mental and physical fortitude. This is how well you're going to withstand stress, how well you're going to withstand physical activities. Sure, you're strong, but do you have endurance? How long can you run? It's kind of that difference. So yeah, when we look at your character dice for Hob. I've been talking for a while. Amber, during this whole conversation, for your character, have you thought about anything that you'd want to make?
Yeah, I was writing down ideas. Nick actually helped me with the fear thing. I'm remembering, and I don't remember the guy that did it. I think it's Skinner, but like an old psychological experiment for like learning positive and negative reinforcement. Yeah. So like I think I don't remember if that's the person that did it. It's been a long time since I've done psych. But like they put like this cute little rabbit in a room with a kid, and I forgot if they played like a really loud noise, but the idea was to make this kid afraid of the rabbit, like negative reinforcement, and see if he could do it.
This. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I love that for her. I want to do that. It's so sad. I like it. I was kind of going to do a different take of basically of what the Black Widows were in Marvel, and have this person be a child. Like not now, they're an adult, but like how they came to be in the bureau. And I don't know why I got this idea, but this is the idea. The idea was that they were a classically trained ballerina as a child and put on these performances, but the performances was kind of like for show. Like it wasn't like an actual performance. So she was utilized to bring in these people that they needed to assassinate. Like, we're going to put on a nice show. You're going to be invited to this very classical event.
You're bait.
Yeah, I was bait. But trying to get her to do what you need her to do as a child is where the positive reinforcement and the negative reinforcement comes in. And I was thinking for her...
There's a person in the crowd, if you're not performing well enough, they start to put on that really creepy white rabbit mask that you see in like old oh, no, I'll do it. I got you. Don't do it.
And so I'm like, I don't know if I want it where like she's activated in like that kind of sense, or she's activated like by the negative reinforcement. But I was thinking her power might be either telekinesis in the sense of where like she can jaunt things out of the way, like that's kind of like her reflex, or like to read people. But I'm kind of leaning towards telekinesis.
Telekinesis, or at least the definition of people at home, it is the moving physical objects with the mind. Your passive ability, or your cantrip in this, if we want to do D&D terms, is you can exert a tether onto your possessions, making it impossible to be pickpocketed or disarmed. So whatever you have on your person, so long as it's on you, it cannot be removed. That's a very nice thing to have, especially if like you have like the MacGuffin, and they're like, well, we don't want to lose the MacGuffin. Let's give it to Amber's character because she'll never lose it.
Oh, good. I'm going to be the pack mule.
Well, you can only carry so much. I can only imagine like a human being, you can only carry so much, but it's fairly safe to say that they can't, thrust it out of your hands.
Yeah. Oh, that's why my question on backgrounds was like, could I technically be multiple things of like this performer, but like later in life, she is made to be either lure people in so other people could assassinate them or assassinate them herself. So like that would be her thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see there being a problem selecting multiple backgrounds. There is a detail saying that the directors, at their discretion, they can gain you a +1 or give you a control position based on your background and your pre-agent history. I think for the fairness of players, I think it's fair to select multiple backgrounds if you wish. However, I think it's up to the director, which is me, to say, okay, there has to be more specific moments in a story for you to actually gain something. Because if your entire like career and history is one thing, then it makes sense that every time you run into that problem, you're really good at it.
Yeah. I think the skill is the assassin part. The flavor, or so to speak, like the facade of it is the performer part. Like that's how she got into it.
For Finn, obviously we have you have this sort of electrical power, electrician by trade. In terms of stats, something that we probably have to look over. So the way that we assign, because I see numbers here, but I don't think that it's associated to the die faces. So something for Finn, you can assign one of your abilities a D20, a D12, a D10, a D8.
Oh, I misunderstood. I rolled them.
Oh no, you have the full die face.
Yeah,
you got a 16 craft.
I
That's
did
great.
not understand. Apparently, I did. I got a 16 on my D20, and then I got really bad on a lot of other things.
No. You're gonna be way better than you think.
Okay, I completely misunderstood. I understand way better now. I must have misread that.
So I'm really curious. So we obviously know that craft is your D20. That is your best.
I was gonna do that. Yep, I'll do that as my D20.
What would be your D12? Is it the vigor?
I think I was gonna go for the vigor. So having that ability, because like I'm thinking, what abilities are they gonna need? And being able to kind of like the craft comes inertly and from what's learned. So I don't know that brains needs to be super high. I'm thinking like, what are you withstanding? You're dealing with all of this stuff all the time. Like electricians get electrocuted constantly and have to deal with a lot of those various things and working through a lot of stress, and like you're dealing with it, but if you move wrong, like something's wrong. So it makes sense.
You're a trial and error electrician. You're like, I got this knowledge not because I learned it in a book or watched someone. It's like because I've tried it numerous times and now I have it by memory.
I mean, if you're thinking the youngest of multiple years, like 8 years younger than her next sibling, like she's not asking for help. She's gonna figure it out herself. Thank you.
Dang.
So I think that's
independent.
fitting.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And then
what's your lowest stats? Like the two lowest? Because so two of your stats would have assigned a D4s. So there's two stats here that would have a D4.
I think charm for sure. So charm would be a D4, and then I also think that if I'm understanding correctly, I feel like discernment was the other one that I put at kind of the lowest.
Nice. I don't know what this guy's telling me, but sometimes it's not what matters. I think that's where we're going to end today's breakdown and explanation of the amalgamation system, as well as a little teaser to the hotel report, which hopefully will be coming out soon. We're going to get our next two players, and we're going to explain this all over again with maybe some new updates. I probably need to reshape this document. This gotta reorganize a few things. But beyond that, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.